Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how does a VPN works. Right, a VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it creates a secure encrypted connection over the internet. It functions in two ways. There's basically a protective tunnel between your device and website, so all your devices and any website you visit. And they also effectively mask or hide your IP address and physical location, basically completely enhancing your online privacy. So the basic mechanism is your device here, whether it's a phone or a laptop or anything, tablet, anything really. Your device initiates a connection request to the VPN server, and here's the VPN server in the middle, and this acts as an intermediary for all your internet traffic. And then everything there goes out to the internet. But all the websites which normally pick up what OS you're using, what computer you're using, your IP address, they can't see anything of this. All they can see is the VPN server, which is one of the main benefits. The other main benefit is Mr. Hacker here cannot access any of this data because it's all encrypted. The only data that's unencrypted is between the VPN and the internet, which is much more secure anyway, and it's much harder to intercept this data than it is this, because this is from your home account or your cafe or your internet access provider and the website. Let me just show you quickly how easy it is to do this. Okay, so I use a VPN called NordVPN. Here it is. I'm just going to show you now. Let me just disconnect there. And I'm going to, these are VPN services or servers all over the world. This is my NordVPN account, and you can grab the latest discount deals in the description below if you fancy trying this one. There's loads of other VPN services though. So let me just click on Iceland. So I'm going to connect to a VPN server in Iceland. I'm not in Iceland. I have been there once briefly, but I'm not at the moment. So we've got a connection between me and an Iceland VPN server. Now, if I go to one of these websites that simulates looking up your location, and this is what all websites do, you can see it thinks I'm in Reykjavik, I think, yes, in Iceland. So that's because this website and any other website can only see the VPN server, which is in Reykjavik. Just close it down. So that's how easy it is. At the moment, all my data is encrypted. It's also being routed through Reykjavik. The encryption process. You don't need to know a huge amount of this, but basically the data is scrambled on your device before it's transmitted. Every VPN service has a client component which you install, whether it's an app on your phone or a piece of software on your PC or anything, and that scrambles all the information. The encrypted data travels through that tunnel, as I explained before, and then it's decrypted before it's sent to its destination. So it obviously can't arrive encrypted, or the web server wouldn't understand anything that you're doing. And then the return path goes the same way. The last leg is encrypted. The dangerous part is encrypted, the vulnerable part, if you like. What's to look out for the VPN components? A VPN client, as I said, that's the piece of software or the app which goes on your computer. It differentiates between a proxy server, which doesn't need any software. Although it routes through an intermediary server, it doesn't encrypt or protect, so they don't need a software component. The protocols you'll see mentioned, a VPN can use lots of different protocols. Generally, people just use the default, but you'll see things like OpenVN, WireGuard, IKEv2. There's quite a few different protocols you can use. Some, like Nord, have their own protocol, which can be faster, slower, or less easily detected. The VPN server is obviously essential. A VPN service is useless without that because it needs to receive your connection, and they put them in data centers all worldwide. The reason VPN providers put VPN servers all over the world is to support different access, really. If you're in the UK and you want to access US content, you need a US VPN, for instance. Or if you're traveling and you want to access something in the UK, you need a UK server, and so on. Encryption, look for the encryption. Most of it is AES 256. You need a decent level of encryption, otherwise there's no point in encrypting your data. So the key benefits of the VPN, just to summarize, enhance privacy. They prevent websites and advertisers and governments can't see what you're doing, can't see what websites you're visiting. It's all on the VPN server. Make sure, if that's super important to you, that the VPN provider deletes the logs, because that's the only way of monitoring where you actually go. You can bypass all the geographic restrictions on different contents and services. If you want to access Australian-only content, connect to an Australian VPN server, an American server. So make sure that the VPN provider you've got has got servers in the country you need. Public Wi-Fi safety. This is important. Your data is extremely vulnerable if you use somebody else's access point, So if you go into a cafe, we've all been in for a cafe, run by one little old lady who's got an internet access point. Does she understand internet security? Does she know how to configure a VPN router? Probably not. Just a router. That's why a VPN is so important. It can easily be compromised. All your data can be in clear text if somebody controls the router you're accessing. It also is very useful for throttling. Lots of ISPs throttle certain sort of data, streaming, or things like torrents, downloading torrents. They look at the information and then they put restrictions. A VPN, they can't see what you're doing, they can't see what the traffic is, and they can't see where it's originating from. And that's basically it. That's you can get a bit hung up on them choosing the right VPN. There's 5 or 6 really big major providers, and they're pretty good. I mean, obviously price isn't important. Look for the reputation. You don't want to use a dodgy or free VPN service because they could steal your data. They'll be slow and painful to use. Just don't go down there. You need a decent server network. Depends how important the accessing block content is to you. If you want to bypass geo blocks, you need a big server network. No logs policy I've mentioned before. That's the only way of tracking what you're doing. So if you're really into the privacy and security aspect of this, make sure that the VPN provider deletes the logs. Device compatibility. See if you want to use it on a phone or a tablet. See if the VPN provider provides that functionality, and check the encryption strength and security protocols as well. That's it. Thank you for watching. I hope that's given you a little bit of an introduction. That's how a VPN works. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.